Using this dummy simple strategy, we have increased our booking rate by up to 30% for this past year in 2025 alone. I'm going to show you what this strategy is and why this is so powerful. And if you're not tracking your leads, this is probably the best reason why you should be. I'm going to show you this strategy in roughly 2 minutes. It's very simple to understand, but if you're not willing to sit around and watch me explain this process, you should probably click off this video because this is not going to help. So you probably heard of this. You might have thought like, oh my god, I'm not going to use this because it's just everybody talks about this, but not in the way that you might think. It's called basically database reactivation. You could classify it as just touching up old leads, but the whole point of this is you're tracking your leads. Let's say this is month 1, so this is probably January of the year, and then you track your leads. Okay, these leads came from email, but most likely what's going to happen is like only a small subsegment of these leads are going to convert into calls, and then even a smaller subsegment is going to convert into cash. So what you want to do is obviously not just throw out these leads, but you want to re-engage them and then hit them with a new angle, a new offer, or just simply just retarget them because the timing might have been off. So let me explain. So this is just basically a fresh offer, fresh messaging using multiple contact methods. You could do DM, email, SMS, or even phone. It doesn't matter, but it works the best with email because it's still by far the cheapest method you can do to scale reliably outbound in mass. So let me explain just a few scenarios who this would be for. So again, agencies, coaches, consultants, or really anyone who's ever booked a call with you but failed to close, or even doesn't have to be someone who booked a call. It could be just a positive reply. It depends what you track. And I'm going to show you an example of a tracking sheet that you can use. I have some dummy data here. If you want the sheet, I can give it to you. Just DM me on Discord or Instagram. I'm happy to share this with you for free. This is something that we use internally. Well, obviously this is a variation of it. This is just for the sake of showing you guys a demo sheet, but I'll show you in a minute as well how you can track this. Okay, so the reason this works well is it's just so simple, right? Because the timing might have been off. 60 days ago, no, could have been a yesterday. You already have the right lead. No need to change prospect or scrape. Multi-channel means more visibility as well. So it could be that one prospect just doesn't engage well on email. If you call them up, then it could be a nice little deal. Who knows how it works? Okay, so very simple. I'm going to give this whole strategy away in just literally 1 minute. Just put your past leads into your CRM, and you can do this right now. If you don't have a CRM tracking sheet, it doesn't matter. You don't need to overcomplicate it. So listen, just go to your sequencer. Just take all the leads you have for the past like couple months, let's say 3 months, and then put them in a CRM. The CRM we use is again something similar to this, where we track a contacted stage, an interested stage booking, and a booked one. You just gather this data, put this inside the CRM, provide a new offer angle, or it could be the very same one if you just target them in a few weeks time, a few months time. Send a message across your channels, email, DM, SMS, call. You can decide which one works best. Again, if you're just doing email, if you're doing just SMS, you can hit them with the same. It doesn't have to be omni-channel. You can hit them with the same channel where they were originally engaged with, because that just shows that hey, it worked on that angle, it worked on that channel. It's probably going to work again as well. So obviously use automations if possible. I don't want to talk about email sequencers in this video, just any type of automation. You can figure that out from the other videos, and just follow up relentlessly, right? Follow up minimum 3 to 5 times over 5 to 7 days. Soft call to action. And just one final tip, this is the fastest way to get cash in the door. If you've ever been active in the past but need traction right now, just literally do this. You don't need ads, you don't need a call list. This is just a way to just get cash from your previous lists. And I'll show you a strategy right now that you can do right now and what we are doing right now. So just take this example, right? Like this dummy sheet. Let's say you had 200 prospects interested in month of February. You would take all these leads, all these informations, and then put it inside a database reactivation tracker, something like this. And you can see which platform it is. So in this case, just, you could choose the platform. And then what you want to do is just track the dates, right? You want to track the dates. You can put notes here, and then you need to send them a pitch. And let's say, okay, you send them all a pitch, and then these guys were interested. Nice. Now these guys were interested. You send them a link to the calendar. Nice. Some of them still, were interested. And then you got a few book calls, and that's the whole point. You want to take them to this ladder. Is like contact them again, make them interested, prompt your calendar link, or whatever is that you want to do. You could just prompt them to your lead magnets, and then finally have them book a call, or just subscribe, or just use your lead magnets. That's the whole goal, and it's super simple. And I'll show you a strategy that you can use reliably. Just don't need to overcomplicate. Just basically do this. You do, let's say, 100k emails a month doing outreach, and you get, I don't know, 500 replies, right? Let's just say 500 replies is what you got. And let's say out of these, 200 you can put in the sheet because they were not negative. They asked a question. It could be a lead down the line. You put them in the sheet, and you put them inside a database reactivation campaign as well for the next month. So for example, next month's going to be January, but this month is December, right? So December you reached at 100k, you got 200 leads you could put into it, and then you want to put this in the January database reactivation sheet. You want to follow up with the people in December who have not booked a call, who have not shown interest, etc., in a certain way. So that's what you want to do. I would do different campaigns with the ones that have not moved from just being contacted to the interested ones. So these guys have probably just replied, and the interested ones, I would do a different campaign as to the ones who were actually interested and almost booked a call. Because the ones who almost booked a call, I would just say something like, hey, you still interested, still up for a chat, versus the one that was interested, hey, do you still want to XYZ, get this lead magnet, just book a call, whatever. So that was the whole strategy. Literally, it was just so quick and easy to explain. If you're not doing this, you probably should. If you're not tracking leads, probably should, and this is the reason why. And like I said, you can squeeze out up to plus 30% booking rates. In that case, obviously, if you're using something else like pointing them to a lead magnet, it could be even better results. So literally, it's free. All you need to do is just track your leads, create a separate tracking sheet, and the next month just follow up with them. Just literally do this. You don't need new list. You don't need to spend extra money. Just create a separate campaign to do this. All right, this is it. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.